So, as you know, it's just been a very, very rough week for me, and you know, just more likely so a very, 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 very rough time, and still dealing with what I'm dealing with, and obviously, one of those dilemmas, one of the two, is still, my dump, and I it just goes to show, like I've said it. It's just more and more bad things that just continue to happen to me, and I know I'm still doing my part in job hunting and all that, but in the end, like it's just gotten to a point where now, like, even this ongoing worst version of me can just really, really just as it's already been taken to the next level, that can cause more and more problems for me. It's just sometimes some of those problems can just take more steps, more steps to solving some of those problems, as if my basketball shoot around season isn't already enough. Like, hell, I already got 67 wins. That matches my win total for the entire season last season, when in the 2024 year. So I had 67 last year. I have 67 now. I'm definitely going to be able to surpass it. I think my next game will be tomorrow, back home. So yeah, and so it's just, I've said it, like a lot of these things that I said even in my older videos, is that I'm just like I feel totally just out of sync with reality, totally out of touch with what's going on, and like my focus has just been lost. Yes, I know the AC has been down for the last couple of days again, and for the most part, I just think that, like, I'm at the point where this is it's just getting to where I'm just like I just need to just I gotta now really start buckling down on my job hunting. My therapist and I had this discussion yesterday. We spent nearly the entire session on just really improving my interview prep, and it just amazes me how I'm still in this dump when I had several interviews like 3 years ago, and even when me and Eugene have already like just talked about it yesterday, he's even still surprised that I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show, like even Eugene is wondering why I'm still here, and it's like I just don't know what to think. Like, I've said it, and especially just I've said it over and over again, that just like the problems I'm facing now are just not work related anymore. Just imagine, like, when I remember my first and second year, that like when I whenever I would have work to do, like, if I mess up on something, I used when I worked alongside Rico, then just like when I had my struggles, I got called out that I took too long on this, and you missed this, you missed that. Those were growing pains to become a better employee at the time. So yeah, I mean, I had to be disciplined to know how to to better myself as an employee, and also as a graphic designer. The stepping stone to becoming a graphic designer, right? So those were growing pains, to and it's like facing challenges to better my role as a graphic designer. And that's what I want in a new job. Like, another challenge for me to learn more than what I've already learned here, because let's just face it, in my 12th year, I still only have like a quarter, hell, maybe even less of a quarter of what I learned as a graphic designer. I mean, I only know basically just print stuff, and with me still, I mean, I've been procrastinating a whole lot on just learning these new skill sets, that are adhering to, the digital trends for graphic design. It's like, I mean, it's a whole lot still. If I really want to advance as a graphic designer, then I got to really do that, as well as, to my therapist's point, just taking all these courses. That's just the only way that I can better myself, like, as a graphic designer at this point. But in the meantime, even Eugene has said it to me that, find another job that that isn't graphic design. And on my downtime, let's say if I leave my new job, like, as far as like my shift, then I can study on those new skills, and that way I can basically just improve as a graphic designer, especially when it comes to the digital world, right? And but just by doing that, like, once I get into a much better form in learning both print and digital related graphic design, then at some point, like maybe after like the next few years in my new job that is not graphic design related, then I can possibly think about quitting and finally getting a job as a graphic designer, where I can apply what I learned, like UI, UX design, into what I into the workforce. So that's what my goal has been. Unfortunately, I have not really gotten that far out. Like, it's just everything is just, as of right now, like, everything is just going wrong for me. And I mean, I really hate to say that, like, it's like the fact that I'm still in this dump, it's just, I mean, right now it's just a lot more problems for me. And now I can really see the nut ballers just falling apart, man. I mean, it's been falling apart from a lot of what I've caused, and now it's just getting to a point where, like, like I said, I should have done this a long time ago, to just go solo, like right after the previous weekend's gatherings and all that. So I could have done that a long time ago, but now I'm really having to just, for me to really go solo, I better just remove all of my stress from what I've been dealing with as far as my friend circle is concerned. And that's it. It's just more, like, it's just more for me to have to deal with, like, especially with what I've said these last few days. That's annoyed a whole lot of guys, and I'm at the point now where I'm giving everyone a break. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the entire nut ballers a break. I'm even giving Mari a break, right? So, and I'll get to Mari in another video in regards to, the argument that we had just yesterday. It was just pretty bizarre, and the fact that she said what she said, it's like, yeah, well, it may just be another 1 month silence, or it could be more than that. But I'm gonna get to to that later on today. But I just thought I'd get this out there, and that I'm still stuck in this dump. But technically, if I just keep this up as far as like my job hunting, and if I'm gonna get interviews left and right, then that's when I'll just really find myself in this better spot, like in the moment that I'm just really, really, really doing my part. And you know, every time I get a call for an interview, that shows me that I'm closer to achieving something big in my life. Now, of course, getting hired, that will already cement it. So that's already up to me to just get it done. And since I haven't really done that yet, you know, I gotta keep pushing, you know, because this, you know, any other job will be fine with me. You know, it's if it's not graphic design, if it's something else, then I gotta really do so. Okay, so you know, I'm just like, while I am in solo mode, I'm just really needing to just like I'm just really needing to just really now just focus on me, myself, and I, and that's that. You know, not gonna worry about no one else at this time, and I'm letting them do their thing, and so it is what it is at this point for me. So I know what I gotta do to better myself and better my mental health, and right now I think you know, to see my mental health just totally right on the edge, and that it is where I just need to immediately turn around, because I can see a slippery slope right there, on that edge, and I need to immediately turn around, or else things are gonna get worse for me, which already has, unfortunately. I mean, look how many times I've been cooking this dump. Okay, it's just like, I really gotta just, you know, now's the time to just really turn things around for me, and I just need to do so. You know, I'm you know, I really gotta get it together. You know, and I said what I said about just trying to better my therapy, you know, my mental health, especially with therapy, when I'm already in a new job, so that any new problems that I face, they aren't going to be as annoying as my dump is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just gotten to where I really need to just do my thing, and you know, if I'm gonna do my best to avoid any more of these problems, just based on the sheer fact that I'm still in this dump, and with the AC being down again, I mean, I just don't want to go through another suffering, because it's already evident enough that my suffering has just been totally it's been totally unbearable, to where I can't even be myself anymore. So now I'm like, just the last few weeks, it was my outside life that I was that I was really worried about. Now, like, I'm after work, my outside life is fine. I mean, I'm still having to just deal with some stuff, but especially at home. But I mean, it's not like to where I'm that anxious still, you know. Now it's just back to these friend issues again. I mean, it's just back to that, and it has been a problem, unfortunately. So, you know, I just can't, like, you know, I'm just like, look, it's I gotta do my part to just, you know, to just really push myself to be better. And, you know, I'll be more than happy to just really, like, you know, I know I said a lot of negative things as of late, and, you know, not that I'm trying to be negative towards, like, you know, certain, or just all the friends that, you know, I wanted to, you know, touch on. You know, I'm not trying to say anything bad, or, you know, as far as, like, what they've done to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go that far, but you know, I just I'm always looking at things from my perspective. It's always like every time I have content like as it regards to my friendships with a lot of friends, worth touching on. I'm always looking at it from my perspective, like how where I stand, and where it's like, as much as possible I make it more about you know about me, and how I've and how my chemistry with these friends is working or is not working, this and that. So it's just like a lot of times, like I know, like I made a lot of content where I'm mostly at fault, that it's just a lot of it is just a lot of just me, that I failed this and that. So there's just a lot more about me, just and just where my struggles are, especially in this dump, and that I'm just just knowing how much I have to cook, and to cook this place, and and basically just and just having to just address like where I stand, and the stress I'm dealing with in both of my dilemmas. I already have a lot about that, so it's just I mean, if I had to, everything can just be about me. And in the sense that, like hey, where do I stand with my graphic design career? Where do I stand with my dump? And what is and my basketball shoot around season. Everything can just be about me, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to touch on different things. I've said it before too, and just different different friends too. I already made a lot of my friendships with topics, and nothing I said is just pretty much like bad, as much as possible. I don't want it to to make it really bad, like with Jesse. He was not like, I already mentioned that that was one of my brothers when he helped me to save me from that mountain in the bridge to nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So just it's just things like that where I want to touch on like the good. As much as possible, I want to talk about the good, not so much of the like bad and all of that. I don't want like any of that to be received as bad. Like, oh yeah, I did, they treated me like shit or this and that, based on what they, you know what I'm saying? Not like that, dude. But, I would never talk about like what happened like in 2015 when, me and Carlos had to go through a really, really surprising, but just, I wouldn't dare go as far as to say horrific moment, but he'll know what I'm talking about when he sees this. So anyways, yeah, this is all I'm going to touch on, man. I think this topic right here is just mainly concerning, just needing to push forward with myself. And, while I'm in solo mode, then I can just focus on myself, like literally, like everything is just about me and me, myself, and I. If I want to do some more, these my friendship with topics, maybe concerning some of the popsters, so, or just whoever. I mean, because I haven't done one in a while. I pretty much covered everyone already, including nut ballers. So we'll just have to see like how things go, and we'll just go from there. Yeah, I mean, it's just I think going forward, I gotta really keep pushing and keep buckling, because I already know that by being in this dump, it's just going to be more of the same. So it is what it is at this point. So, all right, man. I'm just going to leave it at that. And so I know I went really long on this, and, this one is just basically about like just pushing forward and really going with my solo plan as I could. Just needing a break from my entire friend circle once again. And, now my focus is to just really put myself up there and, to better my stance in life and especially my graphic design career. And, and then, all else will just be forgotten. And, from there, like one interview at a time, and to the moment that I get hired, then everything will change. So, all right, peace out.